audit or tax? Is working in audit better than working in tax? In this video, I'm sharing with you 5 main differences between auditors and tax preparers. But keep in mind that they could change case by case. I'm Rosie and welcome to the CPA Career Path channel where you can learn tips and get advice about the CPA career. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Auditors and tax preparers are different due to the nature of their jobs. Working in audit is better because auditors mainly focus on logic, evidence, and reason. When performing an audit, auditors examine the financial report such as an income statement by gathering evidence. What is evidence? Evidence is the information obtained from the client to justify or to explain about the financial activities reported by the client. And so after that, you will evaluate if the evidence are reasonable or logical. For example, when you examine an income statement and you notice the salaries and wages increased by 35% in the current year compared with the prior year, and you should ask the client why there is a high increase, and if it is because of hiring more employees, and then you should ask the clients for the evidence such as the job offer letters, and you use the information from job offer letters to evaluate if the increase is reasonable or not. Working in tax is better because tax preparers mainly focus on research, laws, and regulations. When preparing a tax return, you need to do a lot of research to understand about laws and regulations or tax codes in order to minimize the tax payment. For example, when preparing a tax return for an individual who has a rental property as an income, you may want to find the best deduction policies in order to lower the rental taxable income. You should also advise the client to include all the property expenses in order to minimize the tax payment. Second, teamwork is very different between auditors and tax preparers. Working in audit is better because auditors tend to work in a team to complete an audit. Yes, while tax preparers normally work individually. For example, when a CPA firm audits a financial report of a research and development medical company, one auditor could test items on income statements such as payroll, and another auditor could test items on balance sheets such as accounts receivable. Working in tax is better because tax preparers are more likely to work individually. I like it better. For example, when preparing a tax return for a client, it is more efficient and effective for a tax associate to complete from beginning to the end. Third, it is about client's context. Working in audit is better because auditors communicate frequently with clients while performing an audit. For example, if you ask client to provide copies of invoice and payments as evidence to test the accounting records of accounts payable, you might also need to ask the client for more information if you find any variance between the evidence and accounting records. The communication between auditors and clients will be continuous throughout the audit because auditors also examine other items, not just accounts payable in the financial report. Working in tax is better because while auditors have to communicate with clients frequently, tax preparers do not. Yes! For example, tax preparers normally contact clients initially to obtain of all documents to file a tax return and normally contact with the clients again once the returns are done. Fourth is about traveling. Working in audit is better because auditors normally travel to the client's office to perform the audit. For example, if auditors need to look at invoices, so it's often more efficient and effective to do it at the client's office. Why auditors have to travel to the client's office all the time? Tax preparers can work in the office most of the time. That's why working in tax is better. For example, clients may go to the tax preparer's office to provide W-2 or any other documents to file their tax returns. Tax preparers do not travel to their house to file the tax return. Fifth is about deadlines. Working in audit is better because auditors have deadlines throughout the year, so you are busy all the time. Auditors have more deadlines compared with tax preparers because clients may have different year ends such as December 31st, March 31st, or June 30. While auditors have multiple deadlines throughout the year, tax preparers have only 4 main deadlines. It is March 15th, April 15th, September 15th, or October 15th. Go for tax. So, auditors and tax preparers are very different. Do you want to be an auditor or you want to be a tax preparer? Just comment below and let me know. Ciao ya!